Welcome to episode 140, Spotlight, Awareness and Training, where we explore how education transforms security intent into daily behavior. The AT-2 control recognizes that even the most advanced technology depends on the judgment of people who use it. Awareness and training bridge that gap by ensuring every worker understands the risks they face and the actions required to reduce them. Security awareness is not a one-time seminar or an annual requirement. It is a continuous investment in knowledge, habit, and culture. When training aligns with real work and real threats, it empowers everyone to act as part of the defense, turning awareness into capability and compliance into competence. Building from that foundation, defining audiences, roles, and relevant risk scenarios shapes the effectiveness of any training program. Different people encounter different risks. Developers face coding vulnerabilities, executives face social engineering, and frontline staff handle sensitive data daily. Mapping audiences to roles allows the program to focus attention where it matters most. For example, human resources teams might need training on privacy laws and secure onboarding practices, while network engineers learn about configuration hardening. Defining roles and aligning them with real-world scenarios ensures training resonates with experience instead of remaining abstract. Relevance transforms education from obligation into engagement. From there, every organization must identify the core topics that every worker needs, regardless of role or technical background. These foundational lessons include recognizing phishing, protecting passwords, securing devices, managing data responsibly, and reporting incidents promptly. The emphasis is on clarity and practicality, teaching employees what to do, not just what to know. For instance, an employee who understands that reporting a suspicious email quickly can stop a phishing campaign before it spreads contributes directly to risk reduction. These universal topics form a shared baseline of awareness, creating a common language of security across the enterprise. From there, embedding microlearning into daily workflows reinforces concepts without overwhelming schedules. Microlearning delivers small, frequent, scenario-based lessons, brief reminders that keep security visible and actionable. Examples include short videos, intranet pop-ups, or quick quizzes following key activities such as system logins. These moments encourage consistent reinforcement, keeping awareness sharp between formal courses. For instance, a 1-minute lesson on identifying credential harvesting pages might appear immediately after an employee completes password training. Continuous, bite-sized reinforcement helps knowledge become habit. By weaving learning into daily tasks, organizations transform training from a periodic event into a living rhythm of awareness. Building further, phishing simulations paired with supportive coaching offer one of the most effective forms of applied learning. Simulations mimic real-world attacks, testing how employees respond under authentic conditions. When someone clicks a simulated phishing link, immediate feedback, paired with short coaching, turns a mistake into a teaching moment, not a punishment. Over time, simulations measure organizational resilience and highlight where extra guidance is needed. For example, repeated phishing success rates can indicate which departments face greater exposure. By combining realism with empathy, phishing exercises shift focus from blame to improvement, building both skill and confidence across the workforce. From there, secure coding training strengthens the builder's side of the equation. Developers, architects, and reviewers must learn how their decisions affect system integrity. This training covers topics like secure design principles, input validation, error handling, dependency management, and code review best practices. It also extends to using automated tools effectively and interpreting their results. For example, developers might learn how to integrate static analysis checks directly into their build pipelines. When coding practices align with secure patterns, vulnerabilities are prevented rather than detected later. Teaching builders how to avoid weaknesses at the source multiplies the impact of every other control. Building on technical skill, tracking completion, scores, and improvement ensures that training outcomes remain visible and measurable. Completion metrics show coverage, who has taken what courses, while scoring provides a sense of comprehension. Improvement metrics, such as reduced click rates in phishing tests or faster incident reporting, demonstrate behavioral change over time. For instance, tracking that 95% of staff complete annual refresher training on time signals operational maturity. Transparent reporting also helps leadership allocate resources and identify where reinforcement is needed. Metrics make training accountable and allow it to evolve based on tangible performance rather than intuition alone. From there, retraining after incidents or failures reinforces learning when it matters most. Incidents often reveal gaps in understanding or execution. Targeted retraining addresses those weaknesses directly. For example, if a data exposure occurred because staff mishandled email attachments, a focused module on data classification and sharing can prevent recurrence. Immediate retraining connects the cause of failure to corrective learning while the event remains fresh in memory. It transforms mistakes into structured improvement. By tying retraining to real incidents, organizations demonstrate commitment to learning rather than blame, fostering a culture of accountability and growth. Building on inclusivity, vendors and contractors must also participate in the awareness program, with evidence of completion maintained. External personnel often have access to systems or data, but may not follow the same internal training cycles. The plan should require proof that contractors receive equivalent instruction or complete internal modules before onboarding. For instance, managed service providers may submit training certificates aligned with organizational policy. Including vendors ensures that everyone touching the environment adheres to shared standards. It closes a common security gap where outside contributors operate without the same level of awareness as internal teams. From there, accessibility, language, and inclusivity must shape how training is delivered. A program only succeeds if everyone can understand and engage with it. Materials should accommodate varied languages, learning styles, and accessibility needs such as screen reader compatibility or captioned video. Inclusive design ensures that no participant is left behind or disadvantaged. For example, providing localized content for global offices or simplified language for non-technical staff broadens impact. Sensitivity to cultural norms and diversity enhances participation and retention. Inclusive training is not just equitable, it is strategic, ensuring the full workforce strengthens the security culture together. Building further, governance defines how training stays current and accountable. The program must establish cadence, update frequency, and ownership of content. Regular reviews, perhaps annually or after major threat shifts, ensure material reflects modern risks and organizational changes. Ownership assigns responsibility to specific roles, such as the Chief Information Security Officer or Learning Coordinator, to manage updates and compliance tracking. For instance, governance might require quarterly review of phishing scenarios to reflect emerging tactics. Governance turns the awareness program into a living process rather than a static library, sustaining relevance and credibility over time. From there, metrics such as behavior change and incident reduction measure the cultural impact of awareness. Behavior change might appear as fewer policy violations, faster reporting, or stronger password hygiene. Incident reduction quantifies how those behavioral improvements translate into measurable outcomes. For example, a 50% decrease in phishing-related credential resets after a year of focused training demonstrates real return on investment. Tracking these metrics confirms that learning translates into protection. When culture becomes quantifiable, leaders can celebrate progress and identify where reinforcement remains needed. Measurement transforms awareness from aspiration into evidence of maturity. In closing, awareness and training build the foundation for a resilient security culture, one shaped through consistent practice, inclusivity, and accountability. The AT-2 control reminds us that people remain both the strongest defense and the easiest target. Training equips them to choose wisely under pressure, to recognize risk instinctively, and to act confidently in defense of their organization. When knowledge becomes habit and habit becomes culture, security ceases to be a specialty, it becomes a shared value. Through practice, feedback, and reinforcement, awareness evolves into the everyday behavior that sustains protection across every role and responsibility. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.